Hey Caboodle, are you ready for the astrological forecast for springtime and all that? I know that you're a big fan of Astro Wizardry and the Astro Wizard me. Um, Hi everybody, it's springtime. Everything is happening at once. If you're kind of an impatient person and you just want the short version, everything is happening suddenly. A week ago, um, it wasn't it was an old moon, it was the old sign, it was the end of the year but astrological new year is the spring equinox, and usually that means it means a big change, new beginnings, that sort of thing. But if you look at the planets right now, whoop, I lost my audience. um, anyway, if you they're so fickle. If you look at the planets right now, everything's kind of moving from Pisces to Aries. Not everything, but it just feels that way. So the sun's gone into Aries, moon. Um, we're going to have Mercury and Mars in Aries very soon. Um, and Saturn and Neptune. So it's shifting from Pisces, which is a water sign, and the end of the cycle, and the composting, and the sort of going in deep, and the um, very very soulful, but yet very can bring up a lot of challenges. And then it's moving into Aries, which is a time of action. So this is definitely not the time to sit around and go woe is me, or everything's really messed up right now, because even if things are, uh, this is moving into an opportunity time. Saturn moving into Aries, whole new sign. Saturn has to do with grounding and security and focus on the big issues and all that. And Neptune, the dreams, the visions of what's going on now. And I've been talking about how over the last year, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, just like in the late 1980s, has really reshifting everything. So, of course, we've seen a lot of shifts politically in the last year here, and in the same vein, in the late 80s, we saw the dissolving of the USSR into Russia and all those countries, and kind of karma playing out around that whole bioregion right now as well. So, but for you personally, time of new beginnings. If you're born around right now, this would be like really your probably the birthday that you will most remember. Not necessarily the birthday itself, but you're like, yeah, when I was whatever age, it's spinning into the new cycle big time. Of course, if you're around 30, around late or in your late 50s or whatever, you're having that Saturn return energy as well. But Saturn conjunct Neptune, big opportunity to visualize something new and make it happen. Now, the energy right now is sort of like the seeds starting to germinate. It's not, oh wow, look, there's a plant and it's in flower. It's not that kind of an energy. It's like the promise of spring. So everything we associate with the spring and the awakening of that is really going on big time right now. Many of you may be happy to know that, well, we've just had Mercury be in Pisces for over 2 months. I think it's from February 6th to April 14th. Mercury is in Pisces. Mercury in Pisces is Mercury is the mind and communication, and Pisces has to do with the dreaming, the vision, that sort of thing. Mercury in Pisces does kind of feel like a void of, like a retrograde Mercury a little bit, because it's dissolving the mind into the spirit consciousness. But Mercury also was in Pisces retrograde from the end of February until March 20th, which is also New Year, spring equinox, all kind. That's when the shift happened. Today is March 22nd, and and so Mercury remains in Pisces for a little bit longer, but now it's come out of retrograde. So the good news for all of you Mercutial people, Mercury has to do with the mind and communication. It also has to do with things like videos and cell phones and your YouTube channel and your communications on all levels. So we're shifting now, just now, into the start of a time which can be very useful for putting your ideas into action and coming out of the doldrums of sort of the foggy mind of winter. So that's the Mercury part. Mars is in Pisces now, which is very much about taking action and has a lot to do with the compassion that we need to feel at this time for all the other people's everywhere. You know, the soul connection of all of us, all humanity. And that's Mars in Pisces, and remains in Pisces for, been there for a month and a half, maybe a couple more weeks to come. And then Mars goes into Aries, and again, more action. It's hard to kind of like get away from that theme, you know, because no matter where I look at the planets, I'm embracing change. And you know, there's times on the planet when the energy is sort of like fixed in place, and a lot of fixed signs, and a lot of the fixed signs being the Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. And then there's times of great movement, which are more like the cardinal signs, which the cardinal signs start each season. So you have the start of spring is Aries, the start of summer is Cancer, start of fall is Libra, start of winter is Capricorn. And remember that the astrological calendar is actually the true calendar, and the Roman calendar that we mismeasure everything by is it's off. And frankly, we're also being a lot of us in many states except Arizona and Hawaii that are the smart ones, where I want to say suffering from the effects of daylight savings time right now, and being told that, you know, when you look at the sun and it's overhead, it's not noon, you know, it's 1 o'clock. I think this throws off our body clocks and makes it like harder to navigate the natural time. So I would say the remedy to that is, as best as you can, to kind of go sit under a tree every now and then, go to the local park or whatever, particularly as the, you know, spring is happening and the good smells are in the air of the, you know, fragrances of spring and plants. And I personally like the smell of dirt as well, being a farmer type. But this is a time to like really embrace the potential of the here and now. Now, one thing about these planets moving to Aries is there's not really a lot of patience in the air right now. We all want immediate change. We want to take action. We want to see the immediate results. So just remember, don't like plant your seeds and then dig them up a day later to see if they've sprouted, because, you know, as you can see, that could be symbolic potential for, you know, for kind of we're overdoing it, really. So what do we have to look forward to? Well, it looks like Jupiter has come out of retrograde in Cancer and trine with Mars now, so again taking action, and trine with Mercury coming up, and there's no retrograde planets until early May when Pluto goes retrograde, and Saturn and Neptune gaining advantage right now. The planet Uranus is going to move into the new sign of Gemini soon, but stay tuned for that. And so right now it's like, just take a moment and be like, what do I feel like doing right now? What is my motivation? And if it's a healthy motivation, act on it. Don't delay. Don't second guess yourself, because the results right now can be really surprising, but they can be really life-changing, perhaps in a good way. So yeah, there's a lot of darkness in the world right now, but we can be in a place of light and in a place of recognizing the light breaking of dawn. So this being equinox, this being equal day and night, this being the spring equinox here in the north, this is a time when you wake up and you say it's a new dawn. So good luck, and this is a great time to get a reading, to reassess, no matter what your birthday is. This is a really good time to reassess, because it's not the same world we were in a month ago, just like it's not the same as a year ago, and not the same as a year from now. So plant your seeds and let them sprout and water them well in the coming months, and we'll be talking again soon.